In 1983, in North London, residents of a place called Cranley Gardens apartment complex were constantly complaining about a serious drainage problem. Wastewater wasn't flowing properly, but the landlord kept brushing it off, saying the building was old and slow drainage was normal. Eventually, due to increasing complaints, the landlord had no choice but to call a plumbing company. On the evening of February 8, 1983, around 6 p.m., the company sent an experienced plumber named Mike to investigate. When Mike arrived, residents rushed to him and explained the situation. He went to the back of the building and opened a sewage manhole to check for blockage. As soon as he shined his flashlight inside, he saw a thick mass of hair, napkins, and paper completely clogging the pipe. Wearing gloves, Mike began pulling the waste out, filling a bucket with the debris. After removing the visible blockage, he slowly inserted his arm deep into the pipe to check further. Suddenly, his hand touched something strange. It felt soft, but inside it, there was something hard. He tried to feel it carefully, but couldn't identify it clearly. When he pulled some of it out, it looked like meat, with small bone fragments inside. This confused Mike. In all his years of plumbing, he had never seen anything like this before. Since it was already late, Mike decided to stop and return the next day with his supervisor. As he was leaving, two residents approached him and asked if the blockage was cleared. Mike replied that there was still a lot stuck inside, including strange pieces of meat. One of them jokingly said, "Looks like people here dump more KFC than they eat." Mike responded seriously, "I've done this job for years, but I've never seen anything like this." He left. The next morning, Mike returned with his supervisor, but when he checked the same pipe again, the blockage was gone. Completely gone. It was as if someone had cleaned it overnight. Confused, they began inspecting all the apartment pipes. Everything seemed clear except one. Apartment number 23. They had no idea that this apartment would soon become one of the most horrifying crime scenes in British history. Inside the pipe of apartment 23, they found the same strange meat-like substance again. Disturbed, they refused to continue and informed the landlord. The landlord, now panicking, called the police. Samples were collected and sent to a lab. The next day, when the report came back, everyone was shocked. The meat was human flesh. Specifically, it was a piece from a human neck. Police immediately rushed to apartment 23. When the door opened, a horrible, rotten smell hit them so hard that some officers nearly vomited. The man who opened the door introduced himself as Dennis Nilsen. When confronted, he initially denied everything but quickly broke. Pointing calmly toward his bedroom, he said, "The body is in the wardrobe, inside 2 plastic bags." Before even searching, officers asked if there were more bodies. He looked up at the ceiling and said, "Up there, it's a graveyard." When police looked up, they were horrified. The ceiling was stained with blood, with fresh drops still falling. Dennis then casually added, "There might be 15 or 20 bodies." At the station, Dennis began confessing everything. His killing started in 1978. His first victim was a 14-year-old boy named Stephen, whom he met at a bar and brought home. After drinking together, Dennis killed him in his sleep. But what made this case truly disturbing wasn't just the murders. It was what he did afterward. He kept the bodies. He would clean them, dress them, talk to them, and live with them for days or even months. Sometimes he would sit with them, eat meals, or even watch TV as if they were alive. He didn't want them to leave him. Over time, he murdered at least 15 to 16 victims using the same method. As the bodies piled up, he began hiding them everywhere, under floors, in cupboards, even above ceilings. Eventually, due to decomposition and smell, he started cutting the bodies into pieces and flushing them through the drain. That's what caused the blockage Mike discovered. And the reason the blockage disappeared overnight? Dennis had overheard the conversation and cleaned the pipes himself. But he missed one pipe, and that mistake exposed everything. Dennis Nilsen was arrested and later sentenced to life imprisonment. He showed no remorse. After spending over 30 years in prison, he died in 2018 at the age of 72.